crap and continue to live below who you were created to be, how long is it going to take to make the decision, to make the shift, and show some courage? It is time to go from mediocre to meteoric. It is time to go from being counted out to being counted on.
I've never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they had suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus and fought through tears and trials and tests. And if you have a dream and you fully commit to it, sooner or later, if you do not surrender, if you do not quit, it will happen.
When I wake up in the morning, I don't think, am I motivated to go do what I'm supposed to do? No, I don't think about it for 1 millisecond. When the alarm clock goes off, I have no thought about whether this is easy, whether this is hard, whether I want to do it, whether I don't want to do it. None of that matters. It's an emotionless, thoughtless discipline. When the alarm clock goes off, you get up, you get out of bed, and you go do what you're supposed to do. I don't care how it feels. I don't care if it's easy or hard. It doesn't even matter to me. It's just a reaction. It's a discipline, and it's life. And that's the way I choose to live my life.
Too tired, too hungry, too sore, too hot, too cold, too whatever. People ask me what I do when I get those little feelings running around. Well, let me tell you what I don't do. I don't tell everybody. As a matter of fact, I don't even let those feelings run around inside my own brain housing group. I keep it secure, lock it down.
To me, this is an everyday gig. Every day is a Monday, an opportunity to come out the gate like a man possessed and attack the day without mercy. Today, I'm taking scalps. I'm putting pressure on. I'm the aggressor. I'm on the attack.
It's a lifestyle. Instead of hitting that snooze button in the morning and not making your bed, you don't hit the snooze button. You get up. You don't want to go run. You go run. You go swim. You go swim.
No sleep last night.
You make your bed. You don't want to clean your house. Clean your house. You don't want to study. Go and study. It's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow.
The only thing you do for success is sweat, is blood, is tears. You think you're going to get 50%? You think you're going to get 70%? You think you're going to get 80%? There is no discount. You can't get 50% off. There are no shortcuts to success. Stop thinking they are. And stop wanting people to put you somewhere that you didn't earn. The real beast is when their legs give out. The real beast when they tired. The real beast in a way to pull something out when nobody else ain't got nothing. When you really want it, you no longer hit the snooze button. You no longer lose focus when you're studying. You no longer take shortcuts. You are willing to do whatever it takes. That means getting up early, going to bed late. That means you don't go to sleep when you're tired. You go when you're done. You might have put in some time, but you didn't put in the time. Yep, you did some workout. Yep, you studied a little bit. Yeah, you put in some time, but you ain't put in the time. The time that's required to make your dream become a reality. You can't shortcut.
Good morning.
You gotta grind, and you gotta put in the time. If you have the qualities of fortitude, grit, discipline, mental toughness, you wouldn't need a program for your finances. You wouldn't need another fitness program. You would understand how to execute. The missing link is and always has been you. In order to be the best, in order to get to the next level, you gotta sacrifice. You gotta be willing to do whatever you're asked to do. There are no shortcuts to success. There are no discounts to success. It's always sweat. It's always blood. It's always tears. You always have to.
Right. So let me see if I can on this phone. Good morning. So, like most of the night, I couldn't sleep. How are you doing, Scott? You okay, brother? What time is it where you are, mate? I'm fucking bollocks, bro. Bro, believe me, man. I've been awake all night, 4 p.m. Hello, Mr. One Take. No edits. Good morning, guys. Yeah, last night I didn't sleep very well. I've been awake with my stomach all night. You know. And I'm just tired, you know. But anyway, shout out to you, man. Good morning. It's Thursday and we're here. We're here early. There's a couple of things I want to share with you. So Pablo made a video last night. It's 7 a.m. Scott. So Pablo made a video yesterday and posted it and tagged me in it, and basically Pablo was saying that the YouTube community is falling apart. The wheels are coming off, you know. So it's like sometimes we don't all get along, but just because one or two individuals don't get along doesn't mean that a whole load of people have to argue, you know, because it doesn't have to be that way. I get on with everybody on here, okay? And we're not on here, like, I made Pablo a promise last night when he posted that video that I'm on here for peace and for love. I'm not on here to slag anybody off or to name anybody. I don't need to do that, okay? I'm gonna try to be a bit more calm, you know. I did something reckless yesterday. I could have been bleeding stabbed or hit with a fucking hammer or something, you know. I seen a lurker in the bushes, you know, and I couldn't let it go. Me son bollocked me for it. He said, "Dad, you should have walking away, like you've got kids and shit," but that's the reason why I couldn't walk away. But like I said, I've been awake most of the night, tossing and turning. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll come down and I'll try to do a live." And yeah. Well, it's Thursday. Anyway, I was on plan for the day. It's like, yeah, so I was having a chat with Pablo last night and yesterday, okay, and YouTube, it's like, it's a community. We're in a community, and it's like, I've been around the community for a few years. I've been part of this community for 7 years, and there's people on here that have been on here 3 times the length I have been on here, you know. But I've always tried to help people, and it's like, you know, if you find a quick way to grow a channel, if you can help other people, like for instance, look at Fable's channel, right? Look how quick the kid's grown, you know, and I reckon within a year he'll go past 3,000. He'll definitely go past me eventually, you know. And I'd like to see him do it as a job. You know, you get some people that are very good at it, you know, and I believe that, like, he's very talented, you know, brave and courageous and intelligent, yeah. He helped Finn how to play the... Scott, can you play the guitar? Hey. Well, I get along with Fable, but I don't want to hear that mentioned in my life, that lad's name. Me and Fable are good, but like I said, yeah, we're on here. Are you any good at the guitar, Scott? Bro, I can't even play a fucking banjo or a tin whistle. You know, I can play EastEnders on the keyboard. That's about it. No, like I said, Scott, myself and Pablo had a chat yesterday. I had a chat with a couple of the lads, and yeah, like I said, sometimes in the community, some people argue and have misunderstandings, and then some people argue. Now, I just want to let you know this, right? So, this is how it started, is all I'm going to say, because I copied and pasted a couple of things. I'm not interested, bro. I don't want to talk about that person. You know, like, the best of luck to him. I'm not going to engage at the end of the day. He doesn't like me. He put my location on blast. I made a fishing video and he put my location on blast, right? So it's all right, but it is what it is. I wish him well, but you know, it's not for me. You know, totally. Like I said, at the end of the day, Fable. I've a lot of time for Fable, but at the end of the day, I'm not on here to promote anybody's channel other than the people that believe in me. I'm not, like I said, there's a few things you don't know, you know, and if you's new, it fucking changes our mind. But like I said, things happen in this community, and sometimes we get it wrong. Like, for instance, I got something totally wrong last week. Well, the start of the week. And I apologise for it, because that's what men do. I know. No, but it wasn't my exact location, but he did that on purpose. And then tried to get, because Scott, you know the way I do copy and paste a few people's names and I put it in the description. He start giving out because I copied this fucking thing. How petty, right? He said, oh, you're cutting corners. Why? Because I copied and pasted your description. Because I help people's channels grow. That's why I put our name in the description. Okay. I'm not having no one disrespect me, Scott. You know, this cunt started it, you know, and as far as I'm concerned, it's done. You know, like I said, I won't go into his life, he won't come into mine. I'm not going to talk about him. Do you understand? The best of luck to him with his channel. But I'm on here to worry about my own channel, not his. You know, like I said, I've been around the community 7 years, and I've watched many people fall out, many teams fall out. I was part of a team years ago in the cesspit, and everyone used to fall out. You know, it's like, and I ended up making a few friends off the community, and one especially from Birmingham told me something the other day, and I didn't believe it, but I didn't want to believe it, but I believed it, and I went with it, and he was wrong. He was so fucking wrong. You know, so I had to say, yeah, listen, I got it fucking wrong. I was given the wrong detail, the wrong information. So sometimes you have to, you don't have to, but it shows your character. If you're in the wrong and you reach out to an individual and say, listen, brother, I was so wrong about you, and I hope you can accept my apology. You know, that kind of way. Because, like I said, see Pablo, he's very wise with his words, and I always listen to Pablo. He's been like my big brother, you know. And it's sad, the YouTube community, like, you know, splinters. Do you understand? And you have groups going here, there, and it's like people fall out. It's like, but that does not need to happen now. We're responsible for our words and our actions, okay? Now, I'm responsible for my words, and when I get things wrong, I'll apologise. You know, you have to. that's the noble way to do it. You see, some people, when they get it wrong, they won't admit if they're wrong. But here, listen, that shit holds you back. I was told something about somebody buying subs, and it was a load of bollocks. It was the seed planted in me head, I think, purposely to derail what I'm trying to do. But I seen it before it happened, and I fell out. I had an argument with one or two people, and it's not an issue. You know, we don't need to speak. We don't need to go into each other's lives, and I'm good with that. I'm not going to miss one little sub. You know. I'd like to hit me target. Yesterday, I hit 5,300 videos on this channel. 700 videos away from 6,000 on this channel. I'll make about 10,000 videos on this channel, and I'll hit me target. You know, but like I said, I've a lot going on. You know, and I'm just trying to cope. You know. Good morning, Jackie. How are you, brother? But like I said, guys, listen. There's loads of good people on this community, okay? And we can't derail. We cannot derail this. Do you understand? It's like in life, you're going to get individuals that do not get along. You get salty pricks that, you know, can cause murder in the channel and cause divide and fraction and shit like that. Good morning, Andrew. So I'm gonna do my part for the community. Like I said, sometimes when you get it wrong, you have to admit it. Shout out to the Northern King. Shout out to Pablo. So like I said, the Northern King and myself, I know who King is. He was part of the team on the cesspit. I know him years, man. It's like, and yesterday Pablo sent out a video, and he tagged myself and a couple of other people in it. And the whole idea behind it was, we don't realize sometimes that our words can be hurtful, and we can influence people's decision making on here by planting a seed, or by throwing a spanner in the works, or by lighting a little fire. Now, I'll say it again. This community, it's like we're all responsible and accountable for the words that come out of our mouth. And I'm no different. This goes for me too. Do you understand? It's like we have a community within a little community. How are you, Andrew? So I've been having to think about it, because like I said, Pablo has been like a big brother to me, a mentor. You know, since when I come on YouTube, me and Pablo become friends. Pablo saved me life. He helped me get past a lot of money. Good morning, Andrew. But like I said, listen, I'm not bitter and stuff like that. And it's like, I try my best to get on with everybody. Know that I don't have a go at somebody for no reason. Okay? So put it this way. I'll say this one more time. Carlton put my fucking location on blast. Do you understand? He did it on purpose and tried to cause a bit of a divide. And I hope you're happy with what you did. But here, don't worry about it. You don't like me, and I'm not a big fan of you. So we'll just give each other a wide berth, because at the end of the day, a lot of my team get on with a few of yous, and the way I see it is, I'm not going to argue, because it puts people in an awkward position, because they feel like they have to take sides, and there's no sides here. This is about right and wrong, you know, and it is what it is. It's about a silly disagreement between one adult and one child. So because of that reason, I am out. you know, so I'm on here for peace, you know, and like I said, I don't want to hear about certain people in my life because they're not important to me, and I don't want their name mentioned. And if I see anyone mentioning their name, guys, please, like I said, make this easy for me. I'm willing to take my part on, and it's like I said, we don't realize sometimes that our words can be very hurtful, right? And you never know who's listening, and you always get somebody that wants to get you into trouble. You know, I know a lad who said a few things online, and somebody went and reported this lad, and this lad went to the police station and he got arrested for malicious communication because he was speaking on here, and somebody reported him to the police. So, like I said, because of my bail conditions, I can't mention it or mention the individual. But like I said, you know what I mean? It's like when you have people trying to troll you, you know that you're doing something right. Do you understand? You won't derail my channel. Nobody will. If it means I have to get rid of a few people that I love, so be it. You know, like I said, because I'm on here for peace, and if I see people trying to stir the pot, I'll just say, fuck you, mate, boy. Because, like I said, I've tried to help a few fucking channels grow, and I've worked. But now I need to focus on my own channel again. Do you understand? Because me helping people has not got me anywhere. Not you. Why would I get rid of you, you bowsy? You're me brother. Fuck's sake, Scott. Even saying that, bro. You know, you're part of my team. And guys, if you're not sub to Straight Jacker, bro, go sub to my man. I love Scott. You know, he's a big fucker. I seen a picture of you, bro. I remember you buying me coffee a few times, and I think I clicked on a picture. You're a big fucker. I think you're about 6'3", or maybe you could be taller than that. You big fucking outback wanderer. Have you ever found any gold? No, but all jokes aside, Scott, look at this community. It's a community within a community. It's like, and I've been around YouTube for a minute, and over the years I've watched loads of people's channels fall out, you know, because of silliness, you know, and then it puts people in an awkward position because they don't want to take sides, okay? And I'm not expecting you to take sides. All I'm saying is, do not mention that individual's name in my chat again. He's not my pal. And he disrespected me, bro. He put the location of the video in capital letters. Ashton Canal. Do you understand? Bro, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, he did that on purpose. Back home, if you did that, you know what, you'd be buried. But like I said, see YouTube, it's going crazy at the moment. It's like, and I'm not going to let my channel go to shit, you know, because of one individual or two individuals. Listen, I've been around here a long time, you little tadpole. Do you understand? Yeah, I've been around this community a long time, and I tell you what, you're going to struggle with your channel, I tell you. But you see the likes of Finn and Fable, like Fable's killing it. It's like, and I'll be honest with you, it's like, he's a good kid, and people gravitate towards characters. He still owes me a car now. I'll give you a fucking cheesecake if I could now. But Scott, yesterday, okay, so at the moment, right, in Ireland and in England and in Scotland, a lot of foreign nationals are coming into the country. They're coming through the borders. And Scott, listen, bro, you're a smart guy, right? It's like a lot of these people, right, in France, bro, yeah, there's thousands of refugees that have come from Syria, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Do you understand? Fucking Turkey. Bro, like I said, seeing France and Calais, a lot of these people that are trying to get into the country, bro, have no paperwork, no documents. They're not vetted, and they're coming from war areas. ISIS, the Taliban, Hezbollah. And these guys are very sophisticated killers. They're very sophisticated device makers. Like, for instance, have you ever seen that movie, The Hurt Locker, bro? Okay, where your mommy's a bomb disposal expert, yeah? And they're trying to clear this area because there's a noise. Hey, Mousy. Mousy, have you ever seen The Hurt Locker? I'm sure I saw them last night. The arms hospitals, mine is shut down with COVID now. You see, now we've got a proper celebrity in the gaff here with Mousy. You know what I mean? I fucking have a lot of time for Derek, man. He's got a great channel, you know, and people love his channel. You know, like I said, you know, Mousy's channel, it's like a fucking mountain compared to mine. You know, my mate Ronaldo got paralysis. Well, shout out to Ronaldo. But Mousy, come here, right? So I'll be honest with you, right? I used to hate Tommy Robinson, right? Now I'm going back years, right? When he was the leader of the EDL and all that, and I hated him. I thought he was the devil. You know, and then because of all these grooming gangs, it's like, you know, there's a lot of shit that's going on that like, you know what I mean, that we're not happy about. It's like you can't walk your own streets without worrying somebody's gonna follow you. I have a mate, wait till you hear this. I have a mate and his sister was in the chipper a few weeks ago, right? She went in to get some chips and what have you for the kids and this, that, the other, right? So while she was in the chippy, this Asian guy was harassing her and she kept telling him to fucking leave her alone. She come out and walked home and he fucking followed her and tried to grab her right outside our house. Me mate ran out with a golf stick and beat the shit out of him. Now you're on the floor. You know, defense. We have to protect our partners, our kids, and our borders because they're letting serial killers into the UK, into Ireland and into Scotland, all over Europe. You know, the one thing about war, it causes refugees overnight. Like when it started in Syria, overnight, 5 million people were homeless. Do you understand? And it's like they were trying to get out of fucking Kabul, Afghanistan. They were trying to get out of it. I remember seeing a video of a B-52 or a big fuck off one like that, yeah? And loads of people are on the wings. They're holding on to the plane. They're holding on to the fucking wheels. They're holding on. And you know, as the plane's taking off, you can see people fall. Oh, man. You know, the Americans got out of there, you know, but they left like in 1993 in Afghanistan, it was 75% Taliban. It's like 100% now. They believe in Sharia law. And Sharia law basically, Mayor, I tell you one thing, it's fucking scary because they don't want the women to be educated. They don't want women to go to school. They don't want women to have education. Do you understand? They want to control them. You're not my wife. You're my property. nobody's property. You're not anyone's property, regardless whether you're married or not. You're not a commodity. You're a fucking, you know, it's like you're not. But, and in Dublin, it's like I've watched loads of videos of people being attacked by foreign nationals, like severely wounded, you know, because these guys are going around stabbing people. They're going around grabbing women at night time. You know, morning run. But, like, what did you do? Like, I want to ask you something. So I watched the video 2 days ago, Tommy Robinson, okay? And I didn't like the guy. But over the years, listening to some of the shit he's saying, he's not wrong. Mousy, Ireland is like a vagina, and it's getting fucked. Do you understand? So is England and Scotland. They're getting in, bro. And Mousy, listen, right? You understand what I mean when I say serial killers. Some of these guys that are unvetted, Mousy, they fought for ISIS, they fought for the Taliban, they fought for Hezbollah, and they're getting in, you know. And I don't think a lot of people, they know that it's a serious problem, but I don't think they realise the individuals they're dealing with, because a lot of these guys, they want to be martyrs. Now, I watched a video the other day, 2 Garda in the middle of town, and there was this Asian guy, and he was running at them with a knife. You know, he was running at them with a knife, Mousy, and they were backing up. You know, I'd be like, here, give me 2 of them, give me 1 of them shields. You know, we'll box him in, and when he runs at me, I'm going to fuck the shield at him in the neck. You know, but a lot of people don't understand, like, when I say there is thousands of serial killers in Ireland. Did you hear what he said before he got to the garden? No. I just seen it on video, bro. Like, you know, it's like knives make me fucking nervous, bro. You know, and in all fairness, Mousy, I'm not a hard man or a tough man or a fighting man. I can fight. You know, and it's like, bro, knives scare me. I'm going to be a granddad again in the next 10 days. I have a 1-year-old son, of a 10-year-old daughter, of a 27-year-old daughter. You know, and it's like at the end of the fucking day, I'm a concerned citizen. I'm concerned. Listen to me, kids are precious, okay? And our children are walking and running the gauntlet, because all it takes is for one of our children to be going to Chippy, going to shop, and one of these fuckers follows her, grabs her, comes behind her, grabs her by the fucking mouth and into an alley. And this is what's happening in Dublin. I'm not making this up. This is happening multiple times every single fucking day. Our Constitution was forged in blood, sweat, and tears, and heartache, dedication, loyalty, resilience. People say I'm racist. No, I'm not. I'm a realist. You know, I'm not racist. I'm a realist. You know. And like I said, according to statistics in Dublin, it's like a vagina. Ireland's getting rowed like Shergar. And this march that's happening, Mousy, what do you think of Tommy Robinson having to check in on the 12th in the police station, part of his bail conditions? It would not surprise me if they find a Mickey Mouse charge just to keep him away from that parade. But it doesn't matter whether they keep him away or not, because there's a lot of people going to be attending that. Like, for the first time, as long as I can remember, you're going to see Union Jacks and tricolours next to each other, and Scottish flags. You know, like I remember the first time I ever watched, there's a guy at home, right? He's got a massive channel. His name is Derek Mousey, right? Yeah. And he goes around hostels, he goes everywhere. And it's like it's reverse psychology, right? So Mousey's in the chat now, right? So, bro, I've watched so many of your videos, right? So here, check this out, right? I'm watching one of Mousey's videos one day, right? And he's on O'Connell Street Bridge. And all you can hear is here. Get that fucking flag down off that fucking bridge, you know? Are you Irish? Yeah, get it fucking down. You know, send them back. Send them back. Like I said, I have to be careful what I say here because I could get into trouble. I've no problem with families trying to escape certain countries that have ideology and that have Sharia law. Like, I want my kids to be educated, whether they're men or whether they're women. Women have the right to be educated. But under Sharia law, it's brutal. Like, if you're not married, you have to be accompanied by a chaperone and you have to cover your face with a fucking burqa, you know. And like I said, in 1993, like, Afghanistan had 75% Taliban, 15% Northern Alliance, and 10% normal civilians, farmers, you know. Gotta admit, I worry about my own family growing up. 40s are flying over. They say they're feeling more yet with all Ukrainians. They've been getting blue for years. Guys, listen to me, right? I don't live in Ireland anymore, as you know, and a few people send me videos. Mousey, there's loads of head cases going from Ballyfermot as well. You know, I reckon Harpo will be at the march. You know Harpo. I think you were fucking. I think you went on holiday together. But he's going. You know, he's flying over as well. You know, a lot of the lads are flying over. Hey, some of the boys, Mousey. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's like the way I see it is, right? Right. I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit. And in 1913, the Irish Republican Brotherhood was founded. And then 3 years later, the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, was founded. You see, you had a lot of black and tans coming over here, kicking your door in, where your mat is, dragging you out of your bed. Do you know what internment is? You know, England brought out a torture book for IRA, for Irish prisoners. They brought out a manual, an actual fucking torture book, how to break people, sleep deprivation. Do you understand? But when you look at people like Bobby Sands, he's like, see you, fuck you. He got elected into Parliament. Bobby Sands, MP, political prisoner. Thatcher could have given him clemency. She could have fucking, you know, but she didn't. You know, it's like, and he went on a dirty protest, and it's like, it just goes to show you what one man was willing to sacrifice everything. Like, I watched 66 Days and I cried my eyes out. I could hear him saying, I can hear the blackbirds a lot more now that I can't see. You know, and I wish I didn't have to put me poor mammy through this, but I have to see this through. Do you understand? And rest in peace to Bobby Sands. You know, but like I said, England, it's like, is meant to be our enemy, but it's not our enemy, you know, and a lot of people are coming together under one flag, whether it be a Union Jack, a tricolour, or a Scottish flag. People are sick of it. And shout out to Mousey, right, because he's going to the march. There's a few years going. Mousey, it's like, I'd say you'll have a good time, you know. I don't know what's happening yet, but like I said, I've been awake all night with my stomach, bro. You see, I truly believe this, right? You know what propaganda is, right? And it's like the media outlets can spin stories to sell newspapers, okay? And they always spin their own narrative. Now, you see news travels around the world. I'll tell you something. Okay, during the war, Winston Churchill said, lies spread quicker around the world 6 times before it has a chance to put its pants on. That's what Churchill said. You know, lies spread quicker than the truth. Like, okay, if I come on here and I turn around and make a statement, and do you understand? It's like I get on with, I have friends, okay, that are loyalists, killers, allegedly. They were killers and they got out on the Good Friday Agreement. And I have a friend, hang on a minute, let me see, can I find this? I have a mate that's a proper orange man, for God and for Ulster. How are you, Saoirse? Good morning to you, honey. Hang on, 1 second. But, Saoirse, are you going to the march? Hey, Flavors. I agree with you, bro. Nah, but listen, this march, like I said, Irish are coming together and English are coming together and Scottish are coming together, and I think it's brilliant. Flavors, I'm going to do a podcast with my son in the next few weeks, right? And he's going to tell you a story about moving to Liverpool as an 18-year-old kid, going to uni for 4 years, and he's got one hell of a story to tell you, bro. And a few months ago, he was sat doing a seminar for 500 of Merseyside's finest detectives, inspectors, chief inspectors, superintendents, the whole division. He stood up and schooled them. Now, Alan, there's a lot of great minds in the police force, okay? And my son was schooling them about high crime, low privileged areas. And I can honestly say that my boy believed in a dream. And the dream was to get kids funding in Liverpool. And guess what? He went on to achieve that dream. Because of Taurus, they got the Princess Trust involved. Because in Toxteth, my son lives up there 13 years nearly, right? In the 70s, Toxteth got burned to the ground because of racism, because of bigots. Do you understand? And the kids have been getting punished for the sins of the father for decades. So my son is not English. He's not even a fucking Scouser. And he and his team managed to get the Princess Trust involved. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the royal family. I loved Lady Diana. She was a lady and she helped people, you know, and I brought me lad up to help people. The most selfish thing you can do is help somebody. But he lives up there, Flavors years, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, bro, you know what it's like up there, you know. And here's the thing, yeah. My son went to uni for 4 years and he's living in a city where kids were denied funds. They wouldn't put a youth club or a playground, Flavors, in Toxteth because they wouldn't release the funds for high crime, low privileged areas because they think, look, what's the point in spending 100 grand on a project when the kids are going to wreck it? You know, but if these kids have nobody to believe in And everybody's always saying to them that you'll never do this and you'll never achieve this and you'll never achieve that. Well, here, amigo, hold on. Just because you're from a rough area, it doesn't mean you are stuck there. It depends on how ambitious you are. Do you understand? And my lad followed the stream, went to uni and got a degree and ended up helping a city, you know. And I'm super proud of that. We went fishing yesterday, the pair of us, and we were talking about it because at the end of the day, this has to be spot on. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit down and we're going to come up with about 20 questions that I'm going to ask him, because I'd rather him explain himself to you, his job and what he does and what he has done and all the personal accolades he has. He won Best Teacher of the Year and all award up there for the youth work he does. And now shout out to the NSPCC, because my son's job is to save kids' lives from taking their life. My son's job is to help kids that have ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. Okay, I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, I used to see my father put his hands on my mother, and I used to try help my mother, and I'd get a belt, a backhander, right? And my dad, when he was sober, he was great, but when he was drunk, he turned into the devil. You know, it's like he broke my fucking nose twice and I had to lie to social services. My dad was tough on me. You know, it's like, because he knew the world is a tough place and the area I lived in was a tough place. So my dad made me tough. I didn't want to be. I was soft, like a vagina. Fucking soft and wet. I was afraid to fight and hit back in case I hurted somebody. And my dad just said, listen, you're either going to be a victim all your life, or you're not going to take shit off nobody. It doesn't matter who they are, many of them there is. If you're in the right, son, you stand your ground. And that's what my dad tell me. Flavors, are you going to the march? Well, bro, listen to me. The way I see it is, it's like I'm so proud of him. The fact that he come from Ireland and we moved to Manchester, and him and his mate TJ that grew up on the same street, three of them went to the, two went to the same uni, one went to another. Like, my lad missed a place in Manchester and he was given 3 other locations: Nottingham, Leicester, or Liverpool. So he chose Liverpool. You know, and like I said to him, why do you want to live in Toxteth? You know what he said? Why not? And like I said, it's like a lot of the lads up there have a lot of time for him, you know. It's like, guys, listen, it'd be like you, one of you's having a son or a daughter, and them ending up going up to Liverpool, going to uni, and doing something with their degree to the point where they can help a fucking city get funding. You know, it's like, listen, why can't Scousers be the next astronaut, the next Prime Minister, the next Stephen Gerrard, the next Leon Edmonds, or whatever his name is? Fucking, do you understand? It's like the next Paddy Pimbley. Like, Scousers are the soil of the fucking earth, and I've lived in this country for 31 years, and Liverpool is my favourite city, and I'll always say justice for the 97, because I'm a football fan, and mate, you all have a bed in heaven. I'm a United fan. Justice for the 97. And shout out to that lady and that fought the Hillsborough inquiry. You see, them bastards, they wouldn't admit they were wrong. You know, and a lot of people died that day. You know, it could have been your dad. Like, there's a lot of Irish fans that are Liverpool fans. You know, like in Ireland, we love our football. and there's fucking thousands of Liverpool fans, United fans. But on that day, a lot of them went to football and they never come home. Like I said, that could have been a relation of yours. It could have been your brother, your dad, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, your granddad, your mate. They got squashed, man, like crushed. There was nothing they could do about it. Like, it's really fucking sad, But, you see that lady, and, she fought tooth and nail, and in the end, she won, Like, I remember another one I seen. I think it was Bradford's ground years ago went on fire. And, like, there was a little fire next of all. The whole fucking stand was on fire. Can any of you remember that? Was it Bradford? I could be mixing it up, but like I said, football brings us together. Like, there's a lot of people on YouTube that don't get along because they don't think they have anything in common. But when I come on here first, I argued with a few people. Flavors will tell you that. And it's like, through football, we've become friends. I'm a football fan, okay? And I'm really excited about this season coming. Because United, man, they're looking exciting at the minute. And that and Bremo, like I said, we can compete this season for the league. And everything's about taking part. Everything's about showing up. Look at the bags under my eyes, man. I'm fucking bollocks. I've had like an hour. I woke up, man, my stomach. I went into the toilet. It's like, it was like emptying a tin of beetroot into the toilet. Like, I'm not being vulgar or rude, but that's what I'm dealing with. Most times when I have a number 2, I'm bleeding. I have a tear in my bowel and my stomach keeps filling with air, and anytime I go to the toilet, like, I'm having problems. Like I said, man, I was like, will I do a live, but I'm absolutely bollocks, But I want to talk to you about something real quick. So Pablo made a video last night, and in the video, basically, he said that YouTube is falling apart. It's like, and a lot of us sometimes we don't realize that our words can be hurtful to people, and sometimes people listen to you, and it's like there's a lot of cunts on here that get it wrong, and they won't admit when they're wrong, but you have to. Well, you don't have to. It's just the way I see life. If you do something and you're out of order, you have to give credit where credit's due, and don't be a bitter bastard. Like I said, I've been around YouTube 7 years. I know there's people on here longer than me. But if the truth be told, I know sometimes I flip me shit, but there's always a reason for it. Like, you have to understand something. I didn't start no trouble with anybody. Somebody put my location on blast, and that was Carlton. Okay? Now, I wish him the best of luck, but I won't ever I don't want to speak to the guy, because he tried to be smart, and when I made a video, he thought he was smart putting Ashton Canal. That stretches for miles. A marathon. I could be anywhere on that canal. It goes for over 20 odd miles down that way, yeah. And that's why I fell out with Carlton, because he put my location on blast. Did you know that? Now, that's a cunt's trick, what he did. He tried to put me in danger, basically. Do you understand? And people want me to say, fix it with him. No fucking way, mate, no. Like I said, I apologise to Fable. Fable's a good kid, and he's going to keep growing. And the way I see it is, if you have an issue with somebody, you don't have to speak, but that doesn't mean that everybody has to get involved and fall out. And, the way I see it is I made a few statements at the start of the week about a person who was innocent, a person that did nothing wrong on me. But someone from Birmingham told me that he'd bought subs, and I believed this guy. And he was wrong. And I was wrong. And imagine how much of a cunt I felt when I realised, yeah, he fucking didn't. Like, in all fairness, in the 2.5 years that I've had this channel, I've not seen anybody's channel grow as quick as Mousie's or as Fable's. Mousie's on 30,000 subs. You know what I mean? That's an achievement. Yesterday, I'll tell you what's an achievement. Making 5,300 videos in 2 years. There's no one in our circle that's made more videos than me or more content than me. And that's a fact. In our little circle. Like I said, I've made over 5,300 videos. I could upload every one of them onto TikTok. Every fucking one of them. But like I said, my friend Pablo, he sent out a little subliminal video last night to myself, the Northern King. I don't know who Beezy is. I'm fighting Irish something. Now, like I said, it's like, I don't have to be like this, but it's like, if it starts to affect other people on my team, well, then I have to make an executive decision. If you're wrong about somebody and you come on here and say things that are not fucking true, and you find out you are wrong, you need to apologize to that people. It's like, cause sometimes we all get it wrong, but it takes a special individual to be able to see is wrong and say, you know what, brother, I was wrong. I apologize to you, and I hope you can forgive me for that. And we move forward. Like I said, once there's division in a team, it can cause conflict, and I don't want that. So the way I see it is, see Pablo. Pablo is one of the most genuine guys on YouTube, and he's never steered me wrong. And he's been like my mentor, my big brother. Pablo saved my life. And I helped Lena, Raymond and Finn from, like I said, Lena, Finn and Raymond have suicide ideology like I had. And I'm not going to lie, the odd times stupid things pop in my head. It's like, but I'm going to be a granddad in 10 days again. I'm a father. I have 4 children. Well, 5. One's my stepdaughter. And I'm a protector. It's like, all I want to do is to be a good example and a good role model for my children. And I'm not going to be doing that if I'm on here calling people names and going over old shit. As far as I'm concerned, I've no issue with anybody on here. And I'm here to do me. I'm here to grow my channel, and I wish everybody's channel the best. But see, Pablo and Finn, I'd love to see them guys get past 1,000, because they don't get enough credit for the hard work that they do within the community. And when I say that, I mean by Pablo, he's a very good video maker. He's very creative and artistic. He's an artist, Pablo. He's very good at drawing. And he's always steered me right. And he sent out a subliminal video last night, and I was thinking, you know what? He's fucking right. So what am I going to do about it? So I said, well, for the only way to deal with things is to head on, face them, and not everybody's going to get on YouTube. And that's just that's how it is. You know, if somebody disrespects you twice, purposely, you understand, an individual disrespected me twice. He put me location on blast, okay, and then he done a couple of other things on me, right? So I've no time for that. I'm an Irishman. Do you understand? It's like, and you don't do that. Like, I'm not, yeah, like I said, Pablo's video last night, myself, Northern King, Pablo, that be easy, fighting Irish. We've had a bit of arguments in the channel, and it's like, it's not going to happen here because I won't allow it. You know, I'm not letting a silly little argument, a disagreement, derail my progress, and I'm not going to let it interfere with my team. You know, it's like I'm on here to hit a fucking target and to prove something to myself that I can do it. You know, that's all I've ever wanted to do is help people, and it bites you in the ass sometimes, you know, but it fucking is what it is all I'm gonna say, you know. And it's Thursday.
What you doing here? Don't you have practice?
Not anymore, I quit.
Well, Jackie,
Well, since when
I got something really wrong at the start of the week, and I had to apologize for it, because otherwise I would have been a cunt, you know.
greater tragedies in the world.
I've been around YouTube 7 years, and this guy has been around YouTube longer than me, and he told me a fucking lie. Now, I don't know whether he did it because he doesn't like this individual. I don't know why he did it, whether he did it to cause division, but I see what's going on, and I had to deal with it, you know, because at the end of the day, you have to give credit where credit's due, and Fable deserves all the credit because he's hit 1,000 in a few weeks, and I believe that if Fable believes in himself in our little community, I think channels like Fables are the next generation of content creators, you know, and it's beautiful to see. But you get some salty pricks that want to argue all the time, and they're only on YouTube a minute, and they think they're Billy Big Bollocks. Hey, you've got a high climb. It's a long way up. Do you know anything about mountains? Do you know anything about... Yeah. You know, when you summit the mountain, yeah, that's the easy bit. You know, on K2, 1 and 4 die on the way down, you know, and there's bodies up there. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I have certain interests, right? I love watching stuff about mountains, Everest, K2, fucking, it's like, and there was an Irishman called Gerard MacDonald, the same name as me, no relation, and he went over to Everest and he summited, and on the way down he fell and died. You know, 1 and 4 on Everest, 1 and 4 on that other mountain I just said a minute ago, K2. How are you, Jerry? You bowsy. But like I said, I love watching stuff about mountains and the sea. In fact, yeah. Oh yeah, do you know what I watched yesterday? Wednesday. Did-it-din. 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 I'd also like to thank my friend Pablo for making that video last night, because I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to argue with nobody. And like I said, myself, Pablo, the Northern King, we've been having a few little, basically Pablo made this video, and I said, like, you don't realise sometimes your words can affect other people, and it can affect other people's mental fucking health. You know, it's like, and sometimes I've been very careless with my words. I've been a bit harsh on a couple of people. It's like, and it doesn't make me look good. Do you understand? So, for them reasons, I'm going to do what I need to do. Okay? I'm on here for peace. Yeah. And for keeps. And fuck the creeps. After work, have a good one. Jerry, thanks for coming in, bro. Jerry, are you going to that march? Like, if you're going to the march, can you do me a big favour? Could you put one of them fists in me life? Because it's like defiance, like the Black Panthers years ago in the Olympics, like that on the stage. Look, freedom. People say free Palestine, free fucking Ireland. I've been saying it for a year now, right? Ireland isn't the Ireland that I left. It's a scary city. I've been watching video after video after video after video of police getting attacked, first responders getting stabbed, women having foreign males stood at their window fucking interfering with themselves. Do you understand? Like, they're very dangerous people that are coming into our countries and borders. Like I said, these cunts come from war zones like Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Iran. You know, it's like Turkey, France, they're everywhere. Like, in France, there is a shitload of radicals. And the way I see it is, once you're radicalized, you have an ideology. And now, as I said, Islam is a peaceful religion, okay? And in the Bible, it says, thou shalt not kill, okay? Now, Muslim people follow our commandments. And in the Quran, there's nowhere where it says, if you go on to take another person's life, you're going to go to paradise. You know, that's how far gone these guys are. They have a certain ideology where they want to die. They want to become a martyr because they believe if they go out and commit jihad and blow up a school with loads of kids and fucking civilians and they're picking bits of them up everywhere. And if you think you're going to go to paradise, I think, like I said, you don't get rewarded for killing people in heaven. You know, you won't get in if you're a murderer. But a lot of these people that are coming to countries are serial killers. Run. Again, like I said, a lot of these have fought for ISIS, Hezbollah, the Taliban, you know, and they're like sleeper cells, bro. And they're coming in and they're assaulting our citizens, they're assaulting our women. Do you understand? Like, I've been watching a few things, yeah, and it's like, this woman was making a video. It's like there was a fella outside her window peeping in, interfering with himself, so she videoed it, rang the fucking police. The police, this guy took out a big fuck off knife. You want to see the police backing up? You know, get that pepper spray out. You may squirt the cunt a few times in the eye, distract them. But the thing with Tommy Robinson is, it's like, he's like, listen, I'm not racist. Do you understand? It's like, I'm resilient. It's like, I've watched, like I said, a few videos, and when you see some of these videos, like, just imagine, yeah, you're in bed, right, and your curtain is open, what have you, yeah, and you see a geezer stood there interfering with himself, and the police come, and he takes out a fucking weapon. And like I said, I'll be honest with you, I'm terrified of knives. You know, they're very dangerous, and when you have a knife in the hand of a very dangerous trained killer, here, they know where to aim for. And believe me, they want to go to paradise. For some mad reason, I don't know the reason, but a lot of these guys who are radicals, they have an ideology and they can't wait to go to paradise. You know, alhamdulillah, we go paradise. No, it doesn't work that way. You know, are you okay, Jude? Alhamdulillah, not alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. You know, like I said, I have family that are Muslim. I can speak a little bit, not much. You know, but like I said, Islam is a peaceful religion and they follow our commandments, and it's a minority. But I reckon Tommy Robinson on the 12th, I think it's part of his bail conditions. I reckon they're going to keep him. But it doesn't matter, because I'd imagine he's already anticipated that the fact that you're going to have Irish civilians, you're going to have English civilians, you're going to have Scottish civilians all coming together because we're fed up, because our streets aren't theirs anymore, and we want our streets back. Do you understand? And if need be, send them back to Iraq. Send them back. Don't stamp me off, because it's like, you know, I'd like to see peace in the world, but it's a shitty world we live in. There's too many takers and not enough givers. You know, like yesterday, I did something really stupid. I approached somebody I seen hiding in a bush, and he could have had a knife or a hammer or an axe. He could have, I didn't know. You know, my son gave me a hard time over it. He's like, Dad, I'm fucking sick telling you, man. Walk away from it. But I said, son, I couldn't. You know, we went fishing and we spoke about it, and he was like, Dad, you know, what happened if you got stabbed? And I was like, I know, son, but what happens if he had a grabbing a child? Or grabbing somebody, because he was hiding in the bush for something. He was either looking for something, or he dropped something, or he was just, and I had to make a decision. I scooted over to him on my scooter, you know, because I was watching him, you know, and I could see what he was looking at. And what he was looking at was two young girls walking down that pathway. So I was thinking, here, I was thinking, Holly Jessica Wells, no, mate, it's not today. Not today. You picked the wrong day for me to see you, mate. But like I said, you know, afterwards, after I confronted him, I was like that. You know, my hands were fucking shaking, because the guy could have had anything. He didn't get a chance to say. He said he dropped his lighter and he was looking for something. I was like, mate, I've just watched you over there in the bushes, and he, like I said, he tried to make a certain move, so I dropped him. You know, I've never ever seen any, I've never been in a situation like that before, where I seen a man hiding in a bush at like 5 to 9 in the morning. Now the kids are off school and stuff, but a lot of women and children walk down this pathway, you know, and women and kids should be able to go through any park without worrying about a peeper and a creeper in a bush. Do you understand? Me eldest son give me fucking, he said, Dad, you're fucking easy, Jar. What happened if he had a stabbing you? Listen, he wouldn't have gotten a chance. Like I said, I was on him. You know, like I had hold of him with that hand. And he got a crack with that one. Yeah. But anyway, like I said, I was just trying to weigh up the situation, and I had to make an executive decision real quick. And I'm not joking you, I was a bit shook after it. Like I said, I'm not a fucking tough guy. You know, it's like that afterwards. You know, I'm getting old. I'm losing me nerve. You know, but it's okay. Like, you know, that happens. Like I said, it's like Pablo is like my best pal on the whole of YouTube. And Pablo, he's got a good heart, and he's trying to stop some of the arguments going on. So my part to play in that, I'm not arguing with anybody. I'm not on here to call people names, even if they call me names and they don't like me. That's fair. I'm fine by me. You don't have to come in here, and I won't go anywhere near you. And we don't need to mention anybody anymore. You already know who's not welcome in here and who is. Okay. But like I said, that this match is going to be insane. I watched the video the other day of Tommy Robinson, and he was telling, in the background was just a wall. He was saying, I can't walk down the streets of my own country now, because you think about, do you know how many hits has been put on his head? Like, he's been into prison, and there's gangs of Muslims. Do you understand? And he's white, and it's like a lot of people want to hurt him, you know, or to blind him, or, you know, because I'll be honest with you, he could be the Prime Minister one day. Imagine that. Imagine he become the Prime Minister. Fucking hell. So Mousy, Harbo knows him very well. You know what I mean? And as like I said, I don't know whether them boys are going over, but if they are, it's like, I'll see how it goes. Like I said, it's like, if I get a lift down, I'll think about it. Well, Jackie, I'll be honest with you, I used to think he was proper racist. Now, he'll say that he's not racist, he's realist. You know, and he's not afraid to say it. And he was confronted last week by a guy who followed him. He tried to get away from the guy. The guy kept harassing him. And it got to the point where he said, listen, if this guy gets 2 feet near me, I'm going to tag him, because he's followed me. He's trying to antagonize me. It's all on CCTV. The guy is running at me. If someone runs at you, it's like what you're supposed to do. You have to protect yourself. Self-defense. Defense. Do you understand? It's like I said, some of the videos I've been seeing that are coming out of Dublin, your first responders, you have ambulance people, okay, that drive ambulances, that go to the scene of a stabbing where you have a foreign guy who's gone off his nut, and he starts stabbing people, and the police try to grab him, but they're backing off because he's like that. You know, it's like the police are afraid of him. He's been attacked more times than he's attacked people. Yeah, he's always doing getting locked up. Yeah. Well, like I said, Jackie, I'm an Irishman, right? And it's like, I never used to like Tommy Robinson because, like I said, my baby sister, you know, she's got 2 Muslim children. Her husband's Muslim, you know, and it's like Islam is a peaceful religion. Like, Tommy Robinson gets on with a lot of Muslim people, you know, like the average good, productive citizen, a Muslim. Yeah, they don't. It's a peaceful religion, and it's a minority that gives, like, it a bad name, you know. But Tommy Robinson, he's very educated, and he fucking knows his shit, you know. And it's like, for Ireland to come together and England, like having people with Union Jacks and tricolours right next to each other. It's rare you see that, but the people are getting sick of it and they want the streets back, you know. And until they start vetting foreign nationals coming into the country that have come from Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, Iran, they have a skill set. Do you understand? And they're very dangerous soldiers that are coming into our borders, because that's what they did. They fought for ISIS, you know, and like I said, once Syria fell overnight, there was 5 million refugees. You know, now you try to think of the amount of kids that died because of that, because there's no aid getting in. The convoys are getting hijacked. Do you understand? And children are starving to death. That's the sad thing about war. It causes refugees overnight. 5 fucking million of them. I remember watching a video of an Air Force base in Kandahar, and it was taking off this plane, and I'm not joking you, the wings were full of people. As it's going on the fucking tarmac, there's people hanging on, and this plane goes up in the air and you can just see people falling. Like, that's how scared and how desperate they are to get away. They climbed onto the wing of a plane. As soon as it went down the tarmac, those people falling off. And as it went up in the air, you could see people falling. Well, Ron, Jackie, you have to be politically correct in what you say. Now, I have certain views, bro, and I try not to talk about this shit. Like, I have loads of mates that are, you know, it's like they're just sick of it. You know, like I said, I have a mate who has a missus, and it's like this geezer was outside his fucking house, looking in the window, fucking doing something to himself. You know, like, that's fucking scary. You know, like I said, we need to all come together, you know, under one flag, being, we're just sick of it. It's like, and for English and Irish people to come together and make a stand, that's progress. You see, the world doesn't want England and Ireland to. I think the government would be still happy if bombs were going off so they can cause a divide. They already took 6 counties off us. Do you understand? It's like, so the people of Ireland are sick of it. The people of Ireland should be getting first class service first, but it's not like that in Ireland anymore, because you're a second class citizen in your own country, and foreign nationals are getting paid leisure money to go to cinema. Do you understand? Like, Ireland is like a big gig, in all fairness, a big hairy gig. Like that. Look, yeah. This is Ireland, look, yeah. This is England. Go on, give it to me there, go on. It's getting fucked. But like I said, shout out to everybody. I'm gonna go in 5 minutes. I'm gonna try have an hour's sleep. I'm absolutely bollocks, but like I said, man, it's like, if I don't go, I'll definitely be watching Mousie's live. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's like the fact that Irishmen and Englishmen are coming together, you know, like, to fight a common enemy, being infidels, you know, being ideologists, being serial killers, you know, like, these guys, again, have come from dangerous places and they've done horrendous things, you know. It's like, and they are not afraid, you know, because the thing about a lot of ideologists, a lot of fucking radicals, they believe if they commit jihad that they're going to paradise. Basically, jihad translates to holy war in English, And like I said, these guys are serial killers. When you have, see, I've no problem, right? I witnessed, I watched a plane go down, Mousy. I seen this B-52 taking off from Kandahar, yeah? And there was people on the wings, Mousy, holding on. There was people in the wheeled carriages holding on. And the plane took off, bro, and they were all falling off. It was like watching the World Trade Center on fire, bro, seeing people jump. You know, I'll never forget that, man. That's one thing that always sticks with me, bro. 9/11. Now, if you look at 9/11, Muhammad Atta, okay, he was the fucking mastermind behind that, right? Ramzi Youssef, another top fucking Trump target. High HVTs, they're called, high value targets, like Osama bin Laden, like Gaddafi, like Saddam Hussein, and bin Laden, and Gaddafi. They got them all, didn't they? Like here, the Afghani said, we control the mountains. The American says, yeah, you might control the mountains, but we control the skies. We can drop a bomb on your fucking head, mate, from 30,000 feet. Precision landing. It comes out, it's like that. It goes down, and a little parachute comes up, drops it down perfectly. It hits the ground, man. Boom. And they're very highly sophisticated at making these devices. You know, it's like, for instance, IEDs. I know people that have been to war, that have seen kids blown up, that have had to put people in blankets. Like my Uncle Christy, right? I only found this out the other day, right? When my Uncle Christy was over there, his convoy got hit by an IED, right? And there was kids that were blown to bits. Loads of people blown to bits on a road. They were picking pieces of them up and putting them in blankets and putting them in the back of a pickup truck, going to the fucking hospital. You imagine seeing that. A bomb goes off, boom. Depending where you are, if you're in that blast radius, you're getting knocked off your feet and it's going to kill you. Internal bleeding. The aftershock will get you. You know, it's like, but these guys are highly sophisticated trained killers, highly sophisticated trained bombers, highly sophisticated sleeper cells that come from these countries. You know, explosive experts, people that have gone to uni to do chemistry and biology and fucking all that shit so they can make bombs. And they're very good at it. You see, what they do is they get a big fuck off box. You need it for a housing unit in order to put the device in. So you need a housing unit, then you need a power supply, then you need a timer, a trip switch, and a detonator, and a bit of plastic explosives. And you're going to paradise, mate. Yeah. You see, the Irish, we know things about devices. Do you understand? The IRA planted more fucking bombs. Do you understand? And it's like the highly sophisticated devices. Do you understand? But these have found a way, you know, to put them on roads. So soldiers, convoys are going over it, and in the middle of the night, one of them will creep onto a fucking road, dig a little hole, put a fucking IED in it, cover it, and all it takes is for one of them convoy to go over that next of all, bang. Have you ever seen one of them tanks after going over an IED? You see what it does to steel. So, do you understand? But anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks very much for coming in. Shout out to Mousy. Shout out to Jackie. Shout out to Ron. Shout out to Jerry. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for coming in. Shout out to Flavors as well. Like I said, guys, listen to me. Pablo has a point. A lot of people are falling out on YouTube now. That's not my problem to fix. You know, I'm not falling out with nobody. You know, it's like I get on with a certain amount of people, and like I said, I'm gonna continue doing that. But like I said, any negativity or anybody tries to bait me into arguing with that person that I don't get on with, and the only reason I don't get on with him is because he put me address on blast, basically. You know, he did that. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, but fuck that. But anyway, Mousy, I'll be in touch with you, bro. Cause like I said, if you're going to the march, like I'm not saying a defo, but like Yowzer's going. There's a few head cases going, Mousy. So it's like I'll see what happens. You know what I mean? But look, thanks everybody for coming in, guys. It's 8:30. I'm going to lie down for an hour. I've been awake all night. I'd like to thank you all for coming in, and I'd just like to say this, right? There doesn't need to be so much animosity. You know, we're all trying to grow and cope and deal with our trauma and what have you. And by coming on here, saying things that are not fucking true can hurt other people, and they can influence other people's decision making. Like, for instance, someone told me Fable had bought subs, and you know what? No fucking such thing. The kid did it naturally, and his channel has grown quicker than anybody's channel in their circle, and that is a fact. So shout out to him for that. Shout out to Fable, yeah. Right, guys, thanks for coming in. God bless you all, and I'll see you all later on. Shout out to Mousy, Jackie, Ron, Flavors, Tom, all yous, Jerry as well, right? God bless you. I'll see you later.